Time to wrap up what's been a fairly choppy and volatile session, but by the time we shut shop, where we've seen some amount of recovery back on the frontline indices. 10,154 on the index. We managed to touch a high of 10,227 but didn't sustain around that mark. For the Sensex, yes, a pullback evident. 150 points is higher is where we closed, 33,146. And the broader end of the market, while they were outperforming for the most part of the session, petered off, and now it's a meager gain of about 1/3% for the mid caps, and for the small caps, not even worth mentioning. It's infrastructure, finance, energy, service, as well as real estate, and the Nifty bank which go home with the smartest gains. Media turned fairly choppy. It's a cut of a 0.7%. Pharmaceuticals and metals were an absolute no-show, not to mention the PSU banks really came off toward the fag end of the session. Let's run you through some of the prominent gainers in trade today. Airtel, a good 4%. You've got BPCL, ONGC looking smart. Reliance Industries as well, lending a helping hand, and that one shuts shop at about 897. NTPC, Indiabulls Housing Finance, and then the banks. HDFC Bank, Axis Bank, Kotak, as well as IndusInd Bank firmly in the green. Something like UPL, M&M, as well as Maruti in top gear. It's Tata Steel on the downside. Bosch looks fairly weak. Adani Ports, Eicher Motors, Hero Motocorp are failing, and you've got Bajaj Auto as well, which are in the red. It turns out to be fairly stock specific. There's been spikes in the broader end of the market, and here are some of the stocks that stand out. TV today had a fabulous run. Something like Reliance Communications, 9%. Balrampur Chini up and about an 8.5% notch up. Ashoka, Buildcon, GBK Power, Krangi, Bombay Rayon, as well as BEML. And clearly, Nikunj, by the time we close, it's a volatility that's been a dominant factor in trade, but we've managed to hold out in the green at 10,150.
So I'll tell you the good news according to me. One, the breath is not bad. B, we've done reasonably well in last 2 days when the global support was not there. See, like Kunal said, I like the fact that today you've got decent amount of visibility in a good name like an HDFC Limited and an HDFC Bank. So traders have been by and large reluctant, Avan, because they've not really made a lot of money post budget by going long. But if real estate, RCOM, some of these stocks, they go higher, that also tells you that traders are either dipping their toes or they feel that there is gain to be. Is the screen looking very convincing? Is it all a sea of green? Of course not. I mean, it's still patchy. It's not like hunky-dory market. It is not like a rising tide phenomenon where everything is gone up. But we are looking much more reasonable. Things are looking calm and things are looking stable. And all this hullabaloo which is centered around what we will hear from US Fed. My personal view is that US Fed, even though we have a new Fed boss, in terms of personality, in terms of approach, is going to be different from the old boss. Fed will not do anything which is going to disturb or disrupt the financial markets. They've been very predictable, and I think tomorrow morning when we'll walk into trade, it really could be, life could be back to normal. I think the Fed communication is going to be standard, a touch of hint as to what US economy is done, some indication that more rate hikes are coming for 2018, but I don't think it's going to come out and say, okay, I'll do 4 rate hikes and inflation is a real scare and we need to do something aggressive to contain the growth in the US economy. So Fed will come and go. It may make some traders anxious, but tomorrow morning my personal sense is that Fed would be academically important, not important in terms of a market moving event.
Yeah, in fact, there may not be any action. People would probably read a lot from the commentary of the Fed person, and certainly that would be a good news point to talk on. But that would impact markets significantly. At least bond yields, US bond yields are not suggesting that. They have been quite stable around 2.88, 2.9 mark, and no major action over there. Today markets have been, Nifty up by 30 points just like yesterday. But yesterday Bank Nifty was underperforming. Today Bank Nifty has been market performer, 90 points up on Bank Nifty if 30 points is on Nifty. Disappointing is that ICICI Bank has not done well. There are some of the large cap names from technology space which have corrected. Tata Motors, the perennial underperformer, that stock has closed down by 1.5%. The other disappointment is from two-wheeler space. Hero Motocorp has seen very large volume in today's trading session. More than 6 lakh shares traded. Last time we saw 6 lakh shares getting traded when there was significant bounce in mid of December. that stock had shown huge pop up. That time volumes in Hero MotoCorp was significantly high. We are also seeing a sharp cut in some of the mid cap names like HCC, UBL, if I'm not wrong, Manas sell call. That stock has substantially gone down. Volumes were also high in UBL. All in all, I would say it's not a great close for me because 30 points only on Nifty when it was 95 points up, and after seeing so much of fall, there should be some sort of bounce back, and if that bounce back is happening and it's not sustaining, then maybe it's a matter of concern.